Buddy. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning the very basics of Java. All the things we'll be doing, I already have them in this notepad, so you can take your time to go through them for more understanding. So we're going to learn how to write our first code in Java with the help of simple examples. The basic tools we need is either an editor or an IDE. Examples of editors are Notepad, Notepad++, Visual Studio Code, Sublime Text, Atom, Brackets, Vim, and so on. While examples of IDE are Eclipse IDE, IntelliJ IDEA IDE, NetBeans, PyCharm, and so on. Then you also need to install a Java compiler which is called JDK. JDK stands for Java Development Toolkit. Listed below here are the terms you need to be familiar with: JDK, JVM, JRE, JDB. JVM, Java Virtual Machine; JRE, Java Runtime Environment; JDB, Java Debugger. The basic structure of a Java program consists of at least a class and a main method. And I have defined class, go through it, and I also define main method here. Then the last part before we go into coding are the components of main method. Main method consists of public, static, void, and main. Read all of these to get more understanding. Now let us go straight to our coding aspect. Here is Eclipse environment. The top here is the title bar. The last line here, file, edit, navigate, represent our file menu, while the next tab here represents the standard toolbar, and this box here is the Project Explorer navigation pane, which shows the list of files you are working on. Then this area is our source editor, where we'll be typing all the required codes. Then at the bottom here is our console environment. You can see the console tab here, though there are other tabs: snippet, data source explorer, servers, and so on, but we'll focus more on console. This is where the output of our code will be generated. Then at the bottom here is our status bar. It gives information on what is going on in your Eclipse environment. So before you run your first code, we need to create a folder. So click File, place your pointer on New, click Projects, select Java Projects, click Next, then type a name for your folder. In my own case, I would like to name my folder Java Practice. Then click Finish. Don't mind this dialog, but just click no. So on our Project Explorer pane means P-A-N-E, just like a box. We have our folder created, Java Practice. Click this small arrow to see SRC. SRC stands for source. Now the next thing, we want to create class to start writing our code. At the beginning of the class, I said before you can write any Java code, you must define two things, class and main method. Let me just give you a recap. Class is a template for creating or declaring variables, methods, and objects. While main method is where your code execution starts from. So to create class, right click SRC, point to new, click class. So let us give our class a name. Our first program, I want to name it display PRG. You can see that we have modifiers here. Modifiers can be public, package, private, protected, final, abstract, static. But we'll be using public, so leave it as it is. Then in this part, you can see what is written here. Which method stubs would you like to create? So we would like to tick public static void main string array arguments, then click finish. So you can see the tab of our file, display prg.java, is now showing under our folder Java Practice. So don't worry much about this package. Let us focus more on these parts. So we have our public class display PRG. Display PRG represents our class name, and it must tally with your file name. Then this line is our main method. In the beginning of this video, I have explained each keyword. The keyword public, static, void, main, string, array, arguments. Okay, let us print. We can delete this, we don't need it. But this forward slash is just to make a comment in Java. Okay, there are three ways you can make comment in Java. We have single line. This is for single line comment. We have a multiple line. This is multiple line, forward slash, asterisk, asterisk. Then you can type anything you want. I want to write my first code program to display my name. So that is multiple line commenting. So let me delete that. We don't need it for now. So let us display any information of our choice. Let us display wow. To display anything in Java, we will make use of the print method. And within these two brackets is where you pass the arguments of what you want to print. You put that in double quotes. We want to display wow. And terminate it with semicolon. You can see that our code is showing an error here. That is because you can see what's right. The method print is undefined. That's because there are other keywords we need to attach to print before it can work. And that method is called system. System is an inbuilt class in Java that allows you to display information in the console section here. Then followed by an out keyword. Out keyword is a member of the system class. So to complete this line of code, you attach system, followed by a dot operator, followed by out, followed by another dot operator. So all of these will help us to generate our code to display wow. So let us run this code. Right click, point as run as, and click Java application. Click OK. You can see the output of our code here. Wow. Let's say I want to print another one. Copy the code, paste it. I want to print Lasso Tech. Run the code. You can also use the run button here. Click OK. We can see that whao and Lasso Tech is now showing. But in order to move Lasso Tech downward, we'll make use of escape characters. Example of escape characters are new line, tab, carriage return, and so on and so forth. So let us put new line here so that Lasotech can show on a new line. Let's save and run the code again. So you can see we now have Lasotech on a new line. So that's the logic on how to display a string of text or text of character using system.out.print.